Hi guys, hello. My name is Misty Petrella. Thank you so much for being here today. And we are talking about Lightworker networking. The reason we're doing that is because I'm a transformational business coach, which means I help you link your big purpose, the thing you're meant to do in this world, to actual income and profits, because you need both in your business. All right. And being able to network and take someone from a casual conversation to determine if they're right for you, and then what do you do afterwards, is a huge skill we need to develop as light workers. I mean, our job is to talk to people. That's literally our job. So I have 5 simple steps here today. I'm not going to make this go on forever. I'm going to get straight to the content. We're just going to do it. And we're going to talk about why it's important. Okay. So the very first thing that I do when I go networking happens before I ever step foot in the space. And that is that I set an intention for myself. Okay. Like, what am I going to do? Actually, Krista, I'm totally throwing you under the bus. She has a networking event she's hosting tonight. So I'm going to use you as an example. So before I would even step into the space, I would set some goals for yourself.
Totally.
How many cards do you want to collect? How many, and as a matter of fact, I sometimes even gamify this for myself. Like, how quickly can I suss out whether or not someone's right for me?
Oh, that's good.
Let's see if I can get that speed going. Let's see if I can be courageous and go introduce myself to someone who is not talking to anyone, or you know what I mean? Like whatever it is for you too, Linda, whatever your personal things are that you're trying to do in your business, like set some goals for yourself. Okay. And we don't have people giving us props when we do something good. So when I hit my goals after the networking event, I go get a coffee, or I do something nice for myself if I did the thing I said I wanted to do. Okay. So I'm a good boss. To me. Okay. So also, this is a really important moment before you ever step foot. Is there something arising? Are you nervous? Why are you nervous? What's coming up? And just check in for a moment. You know what I mean? Some of the things that you can do to set goals for yourself can be around helping you move through some of these things that might feel tough, because sometimes networking can feel nervousy. And guys, I'm talking about this from an online or offline perspective. It does not matter. If you're doing online networking, it will look like reaching out to people through social media. It'll be doing social media things and starting the conversation there and carrying it through. If it's offline, it looks like going to an event or hosting one or being a speaker or going to places where your ideal clients are. This could be trade shows or whatever, wherever they're hanging out. Okay. And carrying a casual conversation from there forward. Okay. And many people think, here's what are some of the myths that you think about networking when you think about networking, what, either one of you, what comes up, what arises?
Well, I think it's changed, right? I think back in the day, networking it kind of was a little smarmy and salesy and sharky kind of stuff. And that's not what it is. I think my goal for this thing tonight is, as we go on in these things, is to create an experience for everybody to be there, right? It's we're here because we're all, we want to make new connections. We want to grow our businesses. We want to grow, see if we can help each other. It's all about getting away from, our distraction for 5 minutes or 2 hours and really connecting with the other people who are in the room and, kind of getting back to basics. It's almost like reintroducing networking to people who some of them may not have ever really networked in real life. You know what I mean?
Right.
There could be some young people that are showing up at this thing and they don't know how to do this. So
most people, I will tell you, most people don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's this thing where you think you're supposed to go hand out a bunch of business cards. That immediately is the wrong thing to do. I try not to give my business card out. And hope and pray that someone will call us back. And sometimes, I mean, I get nice business cards because I like to have a nice business card, and I don't like giving that thing away to just anybody.
Right.
So, okay. So again, we're going to break this down and turn it, each step we're going to talk about today, we just talked about step 1, is very simple. Okay. So step 1, set a goal, make it fun. Whatever energy you carry in there with you is the energy that you have in the space. Okay. And we can feel it on you. So just relax and connect with people. That's at the very least what I say to myself before I walk in. Just relax and connect with some people. Okay. Also, in networking events, not everyone is going to be your ideal client. And that's okay. Your job, like I said a couple of minutes ago, is to suss out who is the right person for you. And that is in your conversation with people, right? And before I get to that step, I'm going to bring in a step real quick that I learned from Marisa Murgatroyd. And it's a piece of this that I had, but she has some languaging around it that's even better than I had to bring in, which is, that moment when. Look, we all have to introduce ourselves in these things. And you have a very short period of time to make a powerful impression. We all know the introduction that goes, my name is Misty Petrella. I help women entrepreneurs who are struggling with income to create pathways to income in a regular way, right? So I help X to do Y so that they can, right? That model has been out there for a very long time and everyone knows how to use it. Now, we have to introduce ourselves, but there's a slightly different way to do it that makes it completely not about you. It makes it about the other person. And that's why it's so perfect. Okay. And it's called, that moment when.
Yep.
Linda knows about it, right? So you two know about it. So just hang on with me. I'll explain for the people in the recording. That moment when is about determining a moment where your people really, really struggle. So for my work, a lot of times I hear from entrepreneurs, I sat in front of my computer all day long. I felt busy. I have no clients. I hear that a lot. So that moment when is, that moment when you are at the end, and it starts, that moment when you, really nothing to do with me.
Right.
That moment when you have spent the entire day in front of your computer and you're exhausted and you still have no idea how to get closer to income, how to make money in your business, but you're exhausted. I help those women create pathways to income. And again, it makes people go, is that me?
Right.
Makes them self-assess really quickly. When you say that, you're basically asking a question. That moment when Very powerful. And if they're your ideal client, they'll go, oh, how do you do that? That's cool. Tell me more about that. And it works because I've tried it lots of times. Okay. So our introduction, and you don't have to use my same exact languaging right there. Okay. But your introduction will stand out so much farther than everyone else's, I, me, do this thing about me and I. And you start talking about you. People are like, oh, wait, what? Game changer. Okay. And it's really simple. You just find a moment of really high frustration. Probably it's emotional. And you break that moment down into 3 visceral sentences about what is really happening. Really simple. Okay. Number 3. Number 1, make a goal before you even step foot in the place. Create some fun around it. I don't mean make fun of people. Don't do that. I mean, have some fun with yourself. Do something, you know what I mean? Take something. Sometimes, I'm pretty woo-woo. Sometimes I'll take cards in and I'll pull a card for people. So like you can take a tiny little thing that you do
Right.
in, you know what I mean? Maybe you have, you know, I was at a thing where someone just had a smudge stick and they were just like smudging people. Yeah, like clearing people's energy out. You know what I mean? So like do something when I say this, I realize that this could be something that would make you spend weeks on trying to determine what it could possibly be. Keep it simple. This thing should take 1 minute to do. You pull a card, you talk about it. Okay? Simple. Take 1 minute. And it could be something, maybe you're a medium. Read somebody real quick. Maybe you're you know what I mean? Use the thing you have. Maybe you're intuitive. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Use the little thing you do. But number 3, lead the conversation. You are a very smart person. You know how to determine if someone is right for you or not. If you don't, message me. We'll figure it out. Do either of you not know how to determine it? Do you know the questions sort of to see if someone is right for your work? Let's talk about it then, because maybe people don't.
Yeah.
So questions around your work would be like, what are big pain points that you know people have around your work?
Right.
So for Linda, for you, it might be like, are you really frustrated creatively? Is your work completely about using your creativity and you feel blocked? See how those are like questions around your work, but it's about the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Krista, for you and your corporate side stuff, it could be like, when's the last time you had some, like, and these aren't like sales questions you interject. You sort of lead the conversation this way. You know what I mean? You start talking about that. Tell me about your work. Oh my God, what do you do? That's so interesting. Oh, you're an HR director. Oh, really good to know. So do your employees love working there?
Right.
Do you see that, like, that takes goes straight to the heart of your,
right.
Without asking them about them. You was going to say, it's just like, you go straight to the heart of the issues that you like to deal with. And so for you, Linda, around creativity, it's like, where is your creativity? Like, do you ever find like life gets in the way of your creativity? Do you ever find that, like, questions like that? For me, it's like, when's the last time you hit that 5-figure mark? Or that's kind of personal. For me, it might be like, are you happy at work? Are you in your own business? Are you, you know, like, I would start to like, how confident are you? I would start be asking questions around confidence and, you know, are you launching things? Do you have offers you love? You know, like, tell me about your business. You know, I would start asking directly about their business. Those would be things that I would go straight into. And those can be, in a networking event, you're already talking about each other's stuff. So you have a little bit more, it's just slightly more intimate than just like meeting someone random on the street. Although this still works. I have employed this at airport bars.
Awesome.
100%. Yeah. Okay. So, but lead the conversation. Don't, you know, a lot of times we get into this conversation, we just hope something magical happens, right? Like, I'm going to bump into this person. Maybe we'll like each other. Maybe we'll be clients. And somehow this person's going to give me $5,000. Lead the conversation. Don't just like bump around in this networking thing. Like, set some goals. I'm going to lead 5 conversations today and see how that feels. You know what I mean? Always, this is number 4, always have something to invite people to. Okay? This is going to become a regular networking event within the group. Because I always want to have something. I want to have people networking in a space that feels comfortable here and getting used to it so that they can go out and do it later. Okay? So this event specifically is going to happen once a month. It's called Lightworker Networking. We're going to keep doing it. I also have the co-working party, right? Really easy to do things. The networking event, I just have to like come up with some main questions for everybody to go into breakout rooms for. The co-working event is really powerful for people, but I don't have to really do anything except be there and host it and guide it. Right. So they're really easy to do, but they're powerful for the receiver. That's what you want to be doing for the thing that you always are inviting people to. It's something that happens every month without you thinking about it. You put it on repeat for the quarter, for the next 3 months, you do it again, and you just keep doing it. Okay? So when you meet people and you're like, ooh, I like this person, but we need to, get in each other's energy more. Our path to sales aren't always quick in this. Okay? I just had someone reach out to me from speaking to me 3 years ago. So sometimes this relationship development thing isn't always quick, especially on the coaching side. So always having a space to invite people to allows people to step into your world in a non-confrontational, non-threatening way and see what you're all about. Again, it should be really easy to do. Your job is not to give out business cards at the thing. It is to collect business cards from ideal people, and only ideal people. Because if you collect the card, you're in control of the next step. If you give out your card, bye. You're not in control of it anymore. Then it becomes mysterious, and that's never going to get you clients. Okay. All right. And then the final step, which is not glorious, but is literally where all the money lives, is following up. If you get this person's card, how many times have you been to a networking event, got a slew of cards? I probably have a stack somewhere around here. Did never contact one of them. I've done it. Do you guys ever do that before?
Mm-hmm. Totally. That is a handful of lost opportunities and lost pathways to, and frankly, lost transformation for the other person. They missed out on you and what could be happening in their world that's different than what they're currently experiencing. Now, bonus step that goes with step 5. Follow up with a gift. And I don't mean like spend money. I mean, hey, I was thinking about you. Here's a thing I found that's about the conversation we were talking about the other day. It could be somebody else's video. It could be something of yours. It could be an invitation to your free thing. It could be whatever. Okay. Now, if you really hit it off, if you hit it off in the room with someone, and, be like me, my friend Patricia. Krista obviously knows who this is. Not obviously. Krista knows who this woman is. On Thursday night, by the way. We had so much fun. Sorry. I'm having so much FOMO right now. They live on the East Coast, and I live way on the West Coast, and they're together all the time. We are together all the time. But have a gift. Have an experience for people. I was going to say something, and I lost it. Again, this doesn't have to be your thing. It's completely okay if it isn't. But make it connected to what you're I know what I was saying. If you're in the room and you hit it off and you're like, girl, you are amazing. She is, or he is like, you are wonderful too. And you just connect in the moment in that beautiful, sympathetic way that sometimes happens. Then offer them a session in the moment. This is if you aren't sure, they aren't sure, you can offer them a discovery session in the moment. Hey, oh my God, you're totally talking about problems I help people solve. I no pressure. If you want a discovery call with me, I'm happy to offer you a business breakthrough session. Offer it in the moment. That's okay. If the energy calls, if you feel called to do it, trust yourself. The other steps, these additional steps are if you're not sure, if you're like, if you need more relationship time with this person, you're not ready to make an offer yet. You don't know if they need you. You don't, all these things you need to know before you can make an offer. Right. That's it. Just keep it simple and you keep doing it. Like I said, you're in a mixed event where ideally you're going to events where completely all your ideal clients are there. For me, going to a network event is full of my ideal clients because all these people are in business. Right. Me too, with my new pivot. That's right. And so if you are going to like a chamber event where it's like a mixed group and you don't know,
Like, don't put so much pressure on yourself to walk away with 7 clients from one networking event. Okay. This is like, you spent an hour there. Like, give yourself a break. You know what I mean? Networking offline and online is very much about the consistency with which you do it. That's how you make the money doing it. You just keep doing it because it's a numbers thing. And hopefully this whole thing for you feels really lovey-dovey. If you need to dial up the love a little bit somewhere, then do. Add more connectedness. Like, I don't know how to make it more lovey. When I take cards for people, they're like, "Oh, that's so cool. This is, yeah, I feel so seen." Because you do when you get a card read. I mean, I'm making fun of myself really, but you do feel, I always feel that way too. You know, like, just keep it simple, guys. Make it so complicated all the time. All right. That was pretty good. So 1, set some goals, plan in some fun for yourself. Take something fun with you to like offer to people. Okay. You know, that moment when intro, so much different, so much more powerful than anybody going, I do this and I help people. And you know, when you get to like a 5-minute long introduction, people are, you don't even know actually what they do because they've been talking for so long that you lost whatever it is they could possibly do. That happens a lot at networking events. People don't know how to introduce themselves. So you know that moment when is a very clear line to what you do. People are going to go lean in or lean out immediately. And that's what you want them to do. You don't want to drag this thing out. Lead the conversation. That's number 3. Just recapping real quick. Lead the conversation. Go in with a plan. You can write out some questions ahead of time if that makes you feel comfortable. And let me add this in really quick. The reason I say that this is for sensitives and light workers and introverts is because in networking is 100% a one-on-one activity. I mean, yeah, there could be like 2 or 3 people in a group talking, but it is a very intimate act. I don't mean weird. I mean, it's social media is like 1 to 1,000, 1 to millions, you know, this is a 1-to-1 situation. It doesn't have to be scary. You're just connecting with the person right in front of you in a really loving way. Networking is a really online or offline, really. And it is a really, for people who are nervous in groups, which I know a lot of coaches and healers are because you're energetically really sensitive. Just take your networking online. It's okay. But these steps, online or offline, are really good for sensitives because networking, again, is just a powerful act for people who are more sensitive. You can really connect with someone on a deeper level, which I know empaths and introverts want to do because I am one. Number 4, have something to invite people to. Don't make it complicated. Make it about them. Make it cool. Make it transformative. But it doesn't have to be like a 4-hour training once a month. Keep it simple. Okay. Could be a book club. I don't care. Doesn't matter. And then number 5, actually follow up. Take the time. Do it. 90% of all sales are made in the follow-up. That quote, I was trying to find the original basis for that quote from like some sales thing, but I can never actually find where it came from. So I'm quoting it, and it's a well-known quote in business, but from whence it came, I have no idea. But 90% of the sales are made in the follow-up. So I can't state more how important this part of the process is, okay? And even your follow-up can be super lovey-dovey. It doesn't have to be aggressive. Hey, how you doing? It was so good to connect with you the other day. I was thinking about you and this thing we talked about. That was such a great conversation, by the way. Here's a video just because I was thinking of you. Also, I have this thing I do with people once a month. You said you might be interested. So here's the link to it. Bye. That's it. Okay. Bye. Bye. All right. Any questions about any networking things or how to make this more lovey, or does this make sense?
Yeah, no, this is great.
Simple, clear? Clear and simple?
Hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for showing up, ladies.
Thank you for
So nice
doing
to
this.
see you. Yeah. Okay, Krista, I'll call you here in a moment.
I'm going
Ladies,
to go to the bathroom real quick.
take your time. I'll give you like 5 minutes.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much for showing up. It was so good to see you both. I love you. And oh wait, hold. I know when you're networking next. Do you have another event planned for yourself too, Krista?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm doing the thing tonight, and I'm actually going to a golf tournament tomorrow all day.
Hello, networking at its finest. What about you, Linda? Do you have any networking things coming up? Are you doing anything in Mexico?
Actually, tonight I'm going to a Law of Attraction meetup group.
Fun.
Yay! Okay, so what's one goal? Just one goal you're going to set for yourself for your networking events tonight. This is perfect.
Well, I'm going to collect all the cards, and I am going to, in my little presentation, do the, that moment when you're stuck in a job that you don't want to be in kind of thing. We'll talk about that on our call, but I think
we will totally talk about it on our call. Okay, awesome. I love that. All right. And I would start thinking about a follow-up goal because there's going to be one in there for you.
Okay.
What about you, Linda?
I think I'm just going to practice my my little intro.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's great. Just get comfortable saying it.
And just getting practice with people that, I think are my people.
That is perfect. I mean, practicing that intro, if you haven't done it before, is a perfect goal. Perfect. Yay. Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. You have an awesome afternoon. I can't wait to hear more about networking. Hopefully I see you next month too. Take care, ladies.
Have fun tonight. Bye.
Bye.